radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right. Good evening, Fade to Black. All right. Today's Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. I am your host, Jimmy Church. And tonight we were supposed to have Heather Arnold with us live from Aruba. We've got technical issues that we just couldn't overcome in the last 30 minutes of trying to get it resolved for sound check, which I do every single night. And I can't leave the audience or the network or everybody just hanging. You guys are sitting there patiently waiting for the show to start. And the show must go on. It's just the way it is. That and Ricola, of course. I'm just going to bounce in here and quick call Scott R. Dolan. I'm not sure what that says. Quick call Scott R. Dolan. It doesn't even make any sense. All right. So what do you guys want to do? You want to do a quick AMA? You want to know what's on my mind? There's a lot of stuff going on right now. We can do that. I'll hang for a little bit. And so it's not a complete waste of everybody's evening tonight. And there you go. Play guitar. Yeah. I'm ready to go with that after stressing out trying to make sound check happen. It was one of those things with sound check. The internet is the internet, and when it works great. But here's the deal: it's very technical. There's a two-way communication that's going on twice. Okay, so it's actually four ways, and so video's coming in here, but video's going out. So that's video twice to the guest. And then audio comes in as they speak and they're listening to me, right? And then they are speaking and I'm listening to them. So it's four way. It's a very complicated thing. And when all the handshaking and everything that needs to happen, one thing doesn't work. And troubleshooting when one can't hear somebody else and I'm trying to suggest something, but they can't listen. So what do? I'm writing messages on a pad of paper and trying to make it. It's just so funny. But anyway, there you go. So let's hang out. What do you think about the Queen Mary? What do I think? What is your preferred disclosure path? Okay, so we've got questions coming in. What is my preferred disclosure path? I'm not sure I understand the question. What is my preferred disclosure path? Well, okay, let me answer this in the way that I think I understand it. In a perfect world, it should go down with pressure from the citizens on our elected officials who turn around and then speak to whoever the sitting president is, and then make an announcement officially live, not scripted, shot, taped, something. No, live. And then hand it back to the Senate and Congress on how to deal with it moving forward, all the legal issues and everything else. That, and then, of course, there has to be something done at the United Nations, because the entire world needs to be addressed at the same time. And I would say that should be live too. Okay. And then allow each nation to speak about it with their representatives at the United Nations. There's reasons for that. I don't really have one opinion or another with the United Nations, but it's a forum where all the countries of the world are represented, and they're there all at the same time, and they can listen to each other, right? That's why you would do that. But that would be my preferred, you know, in a glorified, blissful existence, we shouldn't have to have disclosure, right? But obviously, we haven't had it. We haven't had it. That voluntarily, every single day when the sun comes up, the White House has an opportunity to speak on this, and they haven't voluntarily. So you kind of got to look at it that way. The pressure's got to come from us. We put them in office. So there you go. What do you think about the Queen Mary? It's cool. It's regal. Man, you walk into the ballroom in the Queen Mary, which looks just like the ballroom in The Shining. What they call that? The gold room. That's what it looks like. You walk in there and it's The Shining. The Queen Mary's cool. What is pretty strange about the Queen Mary, but it kind of goes with any ship, and I've been on a lot of ships, is it's not, because it's old, it's got and it's old. It's small. It was big in its day, but compared to, you put the Queen Mary up next to a modern ocean liner, it's two different things. It's a bathtub toy. But what strikes you about it is it feels constrained everywhere. Everything's got it just feels tight. Feels tight. And you get on a modern ocean liner, except for the hallways in the ocean liners, those are all narrow. But the ships are open, breathy. Everything's open. It's got it's weird. The Queen Mary. But now, is it haunted? Yeah, there's a lot of action. A lot of people lost their lives on that boat. And it did some pretty treacherous things over the years, World War II and stuff. So it has seen its action, but it's a good-looking ship. It's really good looking. Just reminds you of the old days. You walk up to it and you're like, it's the Titanic, because that's what it looks like. Painted the same colors too. Yeah, I've had my haunted experiences on it. Yeah. Yeah, the haunted ship in Long Beach. Yes. Do I think Jesus is coming back in 2026 like Bledsoe suggested? Well, I like Chris. I do. Here's the thing with that, and it's not anything against Chris, because I would love to see Jesus come back. I mean, that would just be awesome. The unexplainable, the unthinkable right? Something like that happening. Wow. I would love it. I would love it. Anything like that. Man, Jesus appear in the sky, angels, UFOs, and it's just something great. It's just the insane, unexplainable, right? Wow. That would just be insane. So yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to experience it. Do I think it's going to happen? Anything is possible. Anything is possible, right? Everything will happen eventually. How many times do you have to hear me say that? Right? But is it going to happen in 2026? I'd like to think so, but probably not. If I were a betting man, which I am, I would bet on the no. I wouldn't bet on the yes. Nah, I just wouldn't. It's not a sure bet. It's not a sure bet. But man, it would be great if it happened, wouldn't it? Could you imagine? Could you imagine Richard Dawkins, Brian Greene, Sean Carroll, Neil deGrasse Tyson, all these atheists that speak out. What's that dude's name that got in all that trouble? Lawrence Krauss. God, I haven't seen Lawrence Krauss's name in public in a long time. How quick one falls. And here's my other comment with that. It's so difficult for anybody to talk about religion and Jesus Christ. It's hard. And the reason why it's hard is nobody knows for sure anything. You don't. Nobody was alive in year 0, year 33. So there's that part. The second part is there is so much information out there that is limited, that is questionable. And it only comes from one side. The other side of it, right? It's just a focused, the book of this and this, written in the time. No, okay. So, but that is accepted as fact. The other side of it, which is the Roman side, who kept records on everything, don't have any records of this. Oh, yeah, but there is. No, there is not. I would love to see it because it would really help support everything and answer a lot of questions. But back to the point. Jesus coming back in 2026. So when you look at all of the ancient information on this, that's one thing. But when you look at the modern side, everybody that has predicted this over the years, and it happens a couple times every year, okay? Every year. Hasn't happened. And they changed the date, or they moved this, or they made a mistake, or they made a bad interpretation, or they read into this wrong, or their math was wrong, whatever it may be. They spoke to me and they said the wrong, and they came back and they corrected it. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be in a couple of years. Okay. All right. So we have that part of it. And so just like everything else, I'll report on the news when it happens. It's hard to get your hopes up. Very rarely. Do you know when it's okay to get your hopes up? the birth of your child. It's a great surprise and it's amazing. And you're allowed to get excited for that. Okay. Child's graduation, high school, right? College. All right. But do you want to get your hopes up on getting your credit approved for a new car at a car dealership and you're sitting out there and wait? Just let me know if it happens. Just circle back to me. You get your hopes up on anything, a new job, right? You order a new pair of shoes from Amazon, and you get your hopes up. They're going to be so cool. You can't wait to wear them, and they don't fit. And you got to send them back, and you've got to wear your backup pair of shoes that night because you got your hopes up on, don't get your hopes up on anything. Just let it happen. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, you didn't get your hopes up. There's nothing to be let down about, right? Like this. So, yeah, it'd be nice if Chris is right. I'll be seeing him in May. I can talk to him about this then. It's a great, and what's really hard for me with that is Chris is my friend, Is there anyone coming in from SWR or BSWR? I don't know what those are. Who is winning the Super Bowl? Who's in the Super Bowl? Oh, that's right. It's the Chiefs of Kansas City and the Patriots of Baltimore. Is it Baltimore? Where? New England Patriots? Philadelphia? No, the Eagles. The Eagles of Philadelphia. I'd like to see the Eagles win. I would like to see the Chiefs do a three-peat. That's never happened. Man, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't have a dog in that fight. I always root for the underdog. Yeah. So in this case, I'd like to see everybody's expecting the Chiefs to go in there and roll. They're going to build it up that it's going to be, I see it. It's going to be a great game and the Eagles this, they need to do this and the Chiefs. Okay. I get all that. Eagles are the underdog. Doesn't matter if you're from Philadelphia or not, you know what time it is. It'd be really cool to see the Eagles win, but doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter to me, I should say. Happy birthday, Jennifer. There you go. Can you give me a shout out? There you go. You got it, Jennifer. Happy birthday. What? Genocide. Are you going to start listening to like REO Speedwagon next? What's your favorite Def Leppard song? I like everything off of the first album, that High and Dry record, when they were all 18 years old. You know who's going to be at Conscious Life Expo this weekend? You guys ready? Rick Allen. Yeah, drummer for Def Leppard. Yeah, he's going to be there. I'm going to meet him on Saturday. It's going to be pretty cool. I've met him many, many times over the years. He's not going to even recognize or no. But anyway, no, I saw him. I had short hair last time I saw him rehearsal. But anyway, Rick Allen, Def Leppard drummer. Yeah, I'm going to see him. So anything off the High and Dry is really good. Let It Go. That first album's really good. First album's really, 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 really good. They were fresh. Let's see. Jimmy, have you seen the giant carving of an alien on the beach in Peru or around there? No, I haven't. Send me the picture. I haven't been on every beach in Peru, but I've been on a lot of them. But on top of that, I know quite a few researchers and people that are into the subject. Nobody's ever mentioned anything that to me. So yeah, I don't know. Send me a picture of it. All right. Hey, Jimmy, please let us know, what is your favorite book? Oh, man. On any subject? Huh. Any book? Man, I mention it so often. Arthur C. Clarke, the Rama series with his, and also with Gentry Lee as co-author, are really, really, really great. Great books. But I like Clive Cussler a lot. I do. Dirk Pitt. I went through a really bad Dirk Pitt phase where, I mean, at one point, not the new stuff, but at one point, probably until about 15 years ago, I had read every single or owned every single Clive Cussler book, every Dirk Pitt novel. Yeah, I had it bad. Oof. Oof. I like that kind of stuff. Now, I love nonfiction. I do. Books on math, books on physics, books on space, those kind of, man, history books, deep history, ancient history, and I've always got, I got a pile of stuff over there. I've always got stuff at arm's reach. Yeah. So if you go to my coffee table right now, I do have a book on ET, artwork with ET. So I have that. Kim Carlsberg's book. I've got that. And I've got what else is on there? Oh, The Bike Riders. I've got that. Two different versions of it. I've got Catcher in the Rye on my coffee table, and I have Egypt Before the Pharaohs. Yeah, by Michael Hoffman. Yep. Now, go to my desk. There's piles of books. When I go like this, I'm not exaggerating. 3-foot stacks of books that. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. Thoughts on the Denver airport? Well, back in the day when those paintings were there, I don't know if they are still there. I haven't walked down there in a while. But anyway, back in back in the day when the Denver airport first opened, and I went out and I remember landing, and they had just opened it. And so I had flown into the old airport, which was downtown, near downtown. Not a big deal. The new airport was just out in the middle of nowhere. And it was like really strange. And I liked it. It was, it's new and it was fresh and it was cool. But I thought to myself, why? This is in the middle of nowhere and it takes forever to get here. Couldn't they have put this closer to Denver? It's like an hour outside of Denver. Anyway, right after that is when the rumor started about Denver Airport. And it got pretty hot and heavy there through the 90s. And then leading up to 2000, the internet started and all the conspiracy stuff around Denver International Airport. And I haven't had anything really presented to change my mind on it. But And could it be, an airport built on a underground facility that is connected with tunnels? It's central in the United States. It's close to NORAD and Cheyenne Mountain and all of, yeah, that all of that stuff makes sense. But I haven't been presented anything to change my mind on that. The other side of it is the story has kind of gone away. Yeah. Yeah. We're in 2025 now. And so if something was going to blow up the internet about Denver, DIA, Denver International Airport, seems like something would have happened by now. And it just never did. The story just kind of died down. Once in a while, somebody will bring it up and people will talk about it. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Betty Joe's Stranger Things bus conversation. Stranger Things is coming back. What is your top ancient site that you want to visit but haven't yet? Avebury. I'd like to go to Avebury. I'd like also to go to the Great Wall of China. I'd like to go there. I'd like to go to Baalbek in Lebanon. Until things chill out over there. I'm talking about Lebanon and Israel. I just don't feel safe as an American. And it shouldn't be that way, but you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty gnarly out there. So I've got a bunch of international travel booked up before the end of the year. I'm gonna go out there and see what it's like to be an American. Normally you can walk around and just be cocky. Be an American, be loud, be fun. Dawkins would lose his mind. Yes, he would. He absolutely would lose his mind. No question about it. All right, let's see. Jimmy, in light of all of the drone UAP sightings, what's up with the two ripped open golden orb sculptures, one at the Vatican and the other at the UN? Wild. Yeah. Okay. Check this out. Yes. But did you know that ripped open imaging that you're talking about, which I like, by the way, is also on the moon and Mars? Did you know that? Okay, so what I want you to think about, on the dark side of the moon, on the southern pole, southern hemisphere, there are two 100 and almost 200-mile long gashes in the moon. Straight, just like the Grand Canyon, but bigger. 200 miles. They're gashes. Okay? And Mars has got a bunch of them. And some of them are, like nearly half of the planet wide. Like the Grand Canyon. Like the gashes that you're talking about here. Right? At the UN and at the Vatican. Here's the trip with that. Why? So what caused the gashes that I'm talking about on the moon and Mars? And what would be represented in the gashes that are in the sculptures at the UN and the Vatican? I think the common thought that most people have when they look at that, they think of it internal and they think of it natural. Some kind of eruption, some kind of thing that has happened inside of the earth and is forcing this rip open. Okay. But what if it's not that? What if those gashes on the moon, which are there, and on Mars, which are there, were caused from dun 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 asteroids, a cosmic collision? Think about that. Think about that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Think about that. Look up gashes on the moon. Look at it. Southern hemisphere, dark side of the moon. Can't see it from Earth. The only way you can see it is from imaging from NASA. China hasn't released it. Same thing with Mars. Yeah. So think about that. All right. That's how my brain works. How would you know it's the real Jesus? Ask him. Remember what I said the other day about meeting Jesus? What would I ask him? You know what? I think I would just have a conversation. I just would like to look in his eyes and get a read. Yeah. 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 Asking him about, the crucifixion, rising from the dead 3 days later, hanging out with his followers. 400 people saw him. He remember 40 days and all that. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'd ask him that. What does God look like? What does your dad look like? What does Pops look like? Do you hang out with him? You guys have dinner? Ask him normal questions. That's what I would do. Oh, but Jimmy, Jesus doesn't eat. Well, he better. What does God eat? Does God drink wine for dinner, with dinner? Or is he a Pellegrino kind of guy? Sparkling water. Yeah, I know. That's what I would ask. How would you know it's the real Jesus? When is Linda coming back on? Soon. I'm going to be with Linda all weekend. It's going to be amazing. Okay. Let's see. If Hollywood were to do a comedy film on a disclosure event, any thoughts on the cast, plot, director, etc.? Wow, man. I would say you would Seth Rogen, Ben Stiller, Dave Chappelle. You give Kevin Hart a throwaway role, but he would have to die early to make it funny. But yeah, there's all of that. I would definitely focus on the actors that can deal with sarcasm. Have you? All right. I was thinking about this the other day. There's a lot of really great comedy films out there, new ones. And comedy, just like science fiction, the really good comedy films are so great. And there is one. Well, there's actually a bunch that come to mind, but there's one. It's called The Bubble. Have you seen The Bubble? Watch that film. David Duchovny. That film is so funny on every level. The way it looks at society. So get something like that and steer, a cast like that and spin that onto Disclosure. That team of writers. Wow. Don't Look Up that is a hysterically funny film dealing with some very serious issues, but hysterical. So you put it, that's an ensemble cast that is powerful. And who would have thought that cast could be that funny, right? DiCaprio, that funny, man. Oh, it's so good. So anyway, there you go. That's my answer to that. That's a great question, actually. How come things are repeating? Oh, it's Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm going to be with the Skinwalker Ranch guys this weekend. It's going to be a lot of funny. What if I hit a nice small lottery over $1 million? What would be your new ride? All right. The honest answer? I don't need or want a new ride. But let's just say, just for you, if I was going to tap into something crazy, I would probably go with a 66 Shelby GT350. White, blue stripes. That's what, but a new Mustang done up would be pretty cool too as well. I wouldn't go exotic. No, I don't need a new Harley. So I don't know. But so there you go. I would get 66 Mustang Fastback. Yep. GT. Wouldn't it have to be a Shelby? A GT350 be cool. Not a 350R, but a 350. Also, the Hearst, the Shelby Hearst, those are pretty cool too as well. Black with gold stripes. Yeah. So there you go. That's what I would do. Your thoughts on the Grammys? Yeah, you know what? Didn't watch them. Beyonce won Best Country, right? Drake is pissed. I don't know. I didn't watch him. I really don't. The only comments that I would have is based on what some people have said in social media. So let's see. Is there any musical instrument you would like to learn to play other than your guitars? Play well? Drums. I have a drum machine here. I have a drum set in the back. And I haven't, I can play a drum machine really well. I would, drums. Keyboards, but man, it's just such a long road. Drums is too. So there you go. All right, let's see. Is 2025 the year you come to Australia? Possibly Dex, but definitely 2026. It won't be the first half of 2025, but I'm thinking about trying to get over there in second half. Yeah, there are two places I want to get to. And one of them also is Easter Island, but that has now been booked. And so that's like the second month of 26, third month. The show was diarrhea so bad. What show was that? Collectible guitars, audio equipment, books. I don't know what show you're talking about. Let's see. This is fun. Sorry, we couldn't pull that off tonight with Heather. All right. Sorry, Jimmy. It was Atacama on the coastline of Chile. Oh, okay. I still haven't seen that. She's talking about Alien on the Beach. There are plenty of aliens all over Peru, by the way. No, I haven't seen those images. I have not. And I'm scrolling too fast. But you guys are ripping in the chat. Every year, the North Pole is off by many feet. Do you think we are in the beginning stages of a pole shift? We are in the middle of a pole shift. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Magnetic north is now in Siberia, or getting close. It's right on the Russian coastline right now. So there you go. All right. Now, if you're talking about a magnetic shift, pole shift, flip flop, I mean, what would we? I've heard so many different takes on this, that it happens all the time. And would we know it? Okay. Well, physically, I don't think there would be earthquakes. I don't think that there's going to be tidal waves or tsunamis. I no. Would we notice it? Right? Are the continents going to start shifting? No. Would it throw off some things? Possibly. So the compass is going to point south instead of north. Okay. All right. Drama. But I don't know. Lots of pole shifts have happened over the years, and they've measured it in rocks. So I don't know. There's other doomsday people around that too as well. So I don't know. When are we getting Barry Littleton back on? Yeah, I got to reach out to Barry. I thought about doing that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm glad that you reminded me of that. I mean, there's a few people I got to get. So many. How do I say this correctly without offending anybody? I have a long list of friends that I used to have on the show, like every month, every other month, because I enjoyed the conversations. And I've got to get them back on. And some of them have, they say to people, oh, my favorite shows are, when I did Fade to Black. And I'm thinking to myself, it's been a year. Oh, man. It's been a year. So many. Isaac Arthur. I've got to get Isaac Arthur back on the show, man. And you can go down my list and see who was there every 3 months, Yeah. Yeah. I thought The Boy in the Bubble. No, the movie is called The Bubble. It's called The Bubble. It's with David Duchovny and hold on for a second. The Bubble movie. Okay. It is with, man, such a great cast. Karen Gillan, Verdas, he's great. Pedro Pascal is in this. Iris Apatow, who is fantastic. Fred Armisen, just amazing. David Duchovny, Keegan-Michael Key, who I think is one of the funniest dudes out there, period. Leslie Mann, Kate McKinnon. I mean, it is an insane, written by Judd Apatow, of course, directed by Judd Apatow, who is great. So it's called The Bubble. Here is the Wikipedia page right here. So you can go and wiki that thing. Okay. 69 Firebird, 400 big block, and SD. Yeah, it's a nice car. That's a nice car. All right, let's see here. I'm just looking for all caps. What time is it? Do I have any pain in my throat? No. What's happening is the coffee is taking the lubrication out. So I drink water and no, my throat's fine. No, it doesn't. No, it's fine. Totally fine. Look, you guys are watching me, but if the camera wasn't on, I'd be doing this constantly and you wouldn't hear anything. See, it's just liquid on my vocal cords. That's all. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. What is Christina cooking up these days? Have you guys seen those videos of her playing her best friend? Man, those are good. I texted her today. I said, that's really good. Yeah. Jimmy, what high school did you graduate from? That's secret stuff. I don't know you. What's your name? Audrey? I don't know you. I can't give away secret stuff like that. That's a stalker question. Christy Hoover, did you try any of the alien ice cream in Peru? No, I tried to get them to stop. I might be able to pull that off this time. Yeah. I might be able to pull that off. Aruba Giants. Yeah, I know. We'll schedule that for next week when I get back. Tim, you got to watch those questions, bro. I hope you're listening. Let's see. If I could be any type of alien, what, I'd want to make sure. Now you don't know unless you live the other life. But man, I would want to make sure I have 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 legs, 2 arms. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be, I don't know though. I wouldn't want to be like the aliens in Arrival, the ETs in Arrival. It just doesn't look like a fun life. I want to be able to do stuff, right? Understand what I'm saying? An alien with wings would be cool. Yeah. Please bring Samuel B. Lee on your show. Email me his information. Samuel B. Lee. All right. That unnamed craft you saw at unnamed base is completely described TR3. Hey, if I send that thing to you, don't have just city state until you get it. Not expect. Okay, that is the strangest post ever. You've got my email. Of course, I'm still eating Reese's Puffs. Yeah, in my kitchen right now, in the pantry. Yeah, along with right now, Cinnamon Life, and I've got maple pecan granola from Trader Joe's. That's what's in the pantry at the moment. It's so funny. Some people try to be comedians here, and it's just not funny. All right. There you go. I've kind of rolled through all of the questions tonight, and I'm going to wrap this up and just say thank you guys for hanging out. I didn't want to leave everybody hanging and just any Parmesan popcorn. So there you go. I didn't want to leave everybody hanging. Just have a great, safe, fun rest of your night. And what am I doing? Oh, tomorrow, Riz Verk is with us. All right. So I'll see everybody tomorrow night. And until then, go back, Lee Tappy. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Special thanks to Bill, John, Dex, Jessica, Dennis, and Kevin. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music by Doug Aldrich. Intro, Space Boy. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.